Yo, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to show you my food that I have prepped or that I have meal planned for the day. I actually haven't prepped pretty much most of it, but I'm going to show you my macro layout, my macro composition. I'm going to show you my entire day that I have planned on how I'm going to meet all of those macro needs. So my protein, my carbs, my fat. I'm going to show you exactly what I make. Now keep in mind, what I make is I try to do the easiest way possible to fulfill my macro needs. So I'm not cooking anything here. I'm just literally figuring out what's the easiest way to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish. So I'm gonna show you my food for the day, and then a little bit later we'll go over what I'm doing for workout stuff. So man, it stinks out. Look at this, it's 2021. That is just not, that's not great weather for the beginning of a new year. But we're gonna do some food stuff and gonna make it a new year. Make it a good year. A new good year. Good new year. We'll get it. All right, as usual, we're gonna go in the upper right-hand corner to the My Macros Plus app. I'm already on the day. This is how I filled it out yesterday. So let's see here. Let's start with, you can see here in this section, I'm shooting for these types of targets: the protein 241, the carbs 524, and the fat an 82, with right around 3,700 or 3,800 calories per day. I pulled these numbers off of, I used to do the If It Fits Your Macros website. Now I do it off of the guy that did the Bigger, Leaner, Stronger books website. I can't remember what that is called, but it's a macro calculator. So anyways, here's what my day sort of looks like to fulfill these numbers. So you can see here the breakfast is first. I'll show you what that looks like in real life here in a second. But some egg whites, a couple of slices of Ezekiel bread, and some Greek yogurt. Now, one thing to note is I used to do, let me go to a couple of days ago. Take a look at the bottom there, 62 protein, 1 fat, right? So let me show you something from a couple of days ago. I used to do an egg, like a regular egg in the breakfast. But the problem is the egg, you can see, was a 4.5 macro count for fat. It was higher than anything else I was eating. So what was happening is my protein was still pretty much the same as I just showed you, but my fat would be increased by like 5 times, right? And even if I go look at prior days before that, I was doing 2 eggs at one point. And so what would happen is, here's a good example. So you can see the eggs large at the top. That's 9 grams of fat. So my breakfast, you can see even on this one, was 58 protein, which was less protein, and 18 fat. And the problem there is, you know, when you're counting your macros, fat, sometimes you have to be really careful not to go over. So I found that by getting rid of the single egg or the 2 eggs at breakfast and just replacing it with more liquid egg whites, kept my protein up, and it got rid of some of that fat. So it helped me at the end of the day. I wasn't struggling to like not bust the fat, right? So here is the current breakfast that I've got, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a little bit. So every single day I put in a pre-workout and a post-workout meal. These things pretty much don't change for me. So I can go to any day and I can put this exact same thing in. I also pulled some of this information from the Bigger, Leaner, Stronger book. So this basically helps me kind of say, okay, no matter what, I know for sure these are going to get fulfilled. Like I know I'm going to have this much protein in my pre-workout or carbs or whatever. Same with my post, right? This is all going to kind of be the same. So that actually helps quite a bit with fulfilling my numbers. Lunch, I tend to do, again, sort of the same things. White grain rice or whole grain rice. A lot of times I'll use just like the Uncle Ben's minute rice. The black beans, I'm just pulling them from a can and warming them up. I'm not trying to get too crazy. Coconut pineapple is a drink. Some guacamole in a cup. Sweet potato, ground turkey. A lot of this stuff's pretty easy stuff. Fruit bars, those are frozen fruit bars, all natural stuff. A couple more slices of Ezekiel bread, etc., etc. We'll get to that later in the day. But here is my breakfast, so let's take a look at what that actually looks like. All right, so my wife just a little while ago said, hey, can you please go down and clean the home gym up? She said she couldn't get anything done. I didn't believe her, but like, it's a bit of a problem. Those are my salt bags that I use for weights. 40 pounds. Those are 40-pound salt bags. Do you know how, that's 40 pounds of weights I can put on a bar. But yeah, I gotta clean this up. Now, the downside to using salt bags is weight. See, you can see I'm putting them on there just like weights. So, a couple things you gotta watch for. You gotta hope that the band don't break. It's a problem if you got salt on that side and salt on that side and one of those handles breaks. But here's the other problem. If you get one that gets a hole in it, you don't know it. It just drips salt everywhere. That's easy to see. The other ones is the one you can't quite see, which are just like random salt spots. So, you know, lifting salt bags isn't as luxurious as I make it sound, I suppose. That's actually my salt machine. See, now these handles, perfect. Those won't break, but that's the one that ended up getting a hole in it. So, oh well. Time to clean this. All right, much better. Nice and clean-ish. Okay, here is my lunch for today. Again, it's going to be real easy. I'm going to walk you through what this is. You can see at the bottom, it's 1,290 total calories, way higher in carbs. You know, every day I got to figure out how to do 525 carbs a day. So this is a big one for me, getting half of my carbs in. I'm going to piece most of this together and frankly just throw most of it into a bowl and eat it. Very easy to do. So here's what that looks like. All right, so this is pretty easy. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take the beans, throw it down here. I'm going to warm that up. Okay, beans are warmed up. I'm going to take the rice, dump that in like that. I'm going to take this guacamole. I'm going to put that in there somehow. Probably should have used a spoon. I'll finish that in a second. And then a little bit of salsa, and that's going to be it. I've also got my chicken patty that you saw on my list. A little bit of 0-calorie mustard. And this one is another big one for the meal. Coconut water. This specifically the one with the pineapple. The 33 ounce. Because the carbs on this, if you do the entire, it's 14 grams per serving, but if you do the entire bottle, it's like 60 carbs in that. So that's the meal. All right, here's what that looks like. My lunch meal. I'm actually gonna throw a little bit of Frank's hot sauce on there. 0-calorie, ready to roll. So that's gonna be the lunch meal. All right, so let's take a quick look here at the pre-workout and post-workout plan. Getting ready to go do my workout. So you can see the pre is pretty easy. I got the protein powder, a scoop and a half, and I got some raisins for a carb jump right before I work out. The post-workout's almost the exact same thing, except I've added some wasabi peas and some almonds in, and just to help a little bit more on the carbs as well. But make sure to get my whey protein in before and after the workout. And here's what this looks like. Right now I'm using this Muscle Farm whey protein, the chocolate. And there is the pre-raisins. There is the post-workout as well. I just like the wasabi peas. I like the hot from them, but this is not part of the plan right there. That's not for me. So that's the entire pre and post. All right, time to work out. Sometimes I come down here and I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is one of those days. So, I just did chest yesterday, so let's do, I don't want to do any of it. I don't want to do any of it. Screw it. All right, we'll do some back and let's just start there. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to do this year was get something I could do pull-ups on, because I hate pull-ups, and I kind of want to try to keep pushing like what I can do, right? Things that I've avoided for a long time. Push-ups is on the list. Ab workouts are on the list. Some of those things. But the part of the reason I don't do these is because I'm just bad at them. I'm 6'4", tall guys have a hard time, I think, doing pull-ups. So that was a lot of the reason I decided to get this was I want to see if I can fix that or reverse that or whatever. So I'm gonna do a little bit of some pull-up stuff for some well, basically to embarrass myself. So we're gonna do probably 3 sets of 6-ish. We'll see what happens. So not good. So that's part of my problem is I'm so tall that my feet hit the ground. If I lift my feet up, I feel like it throws off my balance. So it's just something I'm gonna have to keep working on. The form's not pretty and I'm probably not lifting myself high enough, but that's what this looks like. Sucks. Okay, so I couldn't finish it, but it's getting a little bit better each time, so we'll get there. Time to move on. Actually, one thing I was noticing was I was a little bit aggravated because I felt like, my chin, I could tell was not going above this, but I'm holding on to here. What I think just realized is I'm actually holding about here from a bar. So this is actually probably too high for my chin to go over. The bar would be a little bit lower on where I'm actually holding it at. So I feel a little bit better that I'm not going above that top bar because I'm actually gripping it kind of like right here and right here. So whatever I gotta tell myself right now. We're gonna wrap up with some abs. I said earlier in the video that the reason I didn't do these was because I was bad at them, so I've avoided them, and I said also I've done the same with abs. 100% correct. I haven't done abs. I started again last month, but I haven't messed with abs in years. My weight was not where it mattered, or it would even make any difference to do anything abs related. So I'm really just not coming back around to abs. I tried the P90X ab ripper once. This was probably 2 months ago when I shouldn't probably have done it, and it did not go well. So I kicked back in again last month with a little bit more sort of warm up, and it's been a lot better. So I'm just gonna do a quick ab circuit here and wrap this thing up, and then off to the post workout. I'm delaying doing this, basically, is what I'm doing right now. The more I talk, the more I don't have to do it. I gotta stop. It's what you wanted. Bring it on back, bring it on back. So you can feel we keep on going. And are we only holding on tonight? We keep on hanging on. Words were never true enough. Oh man, so I got one more exercise to do. Usually I take another small break before I do this last one. I don't enjoy any of that. Oh man. So yeah, one more exercise, then we're wrapping it up. I usually take this small break because it's 50 reps without stopping of the exercise. Sucks. Oh man, that one hurt. That one hurt. Oh. I thought my stomach, I thought my abs were gonna cramp. Anyways, that was a back and abs workout. My time ending, looks like about 45 minutes, maybe 50. I usually try to go about 50 in total. So now I'm gonna stretch for a second and then off to the post-workout meal. All right, here is what the post-workout looks like. That's just my wasabi peas and my raisins and my almonds. Just a nice big carb boost. Here's my protein drink. And not today. All right, so I'm at the end of my day. And so I'm on the dinner part. I've done everything else. So we're down here on dinner. So I got the sweet potato, which is just gonna be one of those microwavable ones you throw in for like 6 minutes. So I got sweet potato and then ground turkey. I had a little bit of a problem with the ground turkey. I just realized I didn't even have it made. So I've got to make that. But after those, I've just got a couple of things I got to do to fulfill all of my macros. I got the 2 pieces of Ezekiel bread and the apple, and that's it. Everything else is done. So I had to hurry up and just throw in ground turkey here. Basically all I did is I just threw it on, smashed it up, and just grabbed some random spices that I typically use, like garlic powder, onion powder, pepper. I got this Frank's Red Hot Sauce Buffalo Ranch. It's okay, it has some flavor. I'll put some salt in here in a little bit, but this kind of goes back to my original thing of like, don't make it too hard. I take the simplest way of making most of this food and just throwing it together because it fulfills basically what I needed to fulfill for my macro count. And I ain't trying to be fancy. But that's it for today. That's my entire macro plan for today. Macro, I'm not even sure what to call it. Macro progress. That's it. So workout done, food done, and we'll do it again tomorrow. So let me know if you guys have any questions. See you tomorrow.